The world is watching Israel burn on live television. Sirens blare, children scream, air raid, shelters overflow. CNN breaks in, breaking news. U.S. confirms a rogue Iranian missile convoy is preparing a second strike. Inside a NATO command bunker, Captain Riley Monroe, 33, stands frozen in front of the screen. The headline cuts like a knife. Confirmed, Iranian General Kian Daryush, commanding strike team. Her knees almost buckle. That's not just a name, that's the man she was supposed to marry. The man who betrayed her country and got her brother killed. An officer yells, "Ma'am, you have presidential clearance. You're flying solo. Just say the word." She doesn't hesitate. "Get my jet ready. I'm not flying to fight a war. I'm flying to finish one." As her F-16 roars down the runway, the world sees a hero on a mission. But Ryle, she's chasing vengeance. And what she finds in Iran will rewrite history. The command room inside Ramstein Air Base, Germany, was dead silent until the news broke. Tel Aviv just got hit again. 5 missiles. Dozens dead. They're still counting. Captain Riley Monroe clenched her fists as she stared at the satellite feed. Smoke rising over a children's hospital, sirens screaming, cars overturned. "Iron Dome's collapsing," said one intel officer. "Israel's calling for U.S. support." Riley didn't blink. She'd seen war before, in Afghanistan, in Syria, but nothing like this. This wasn't just another headline to her. Because this time, the man behind it used to share her bed. Kian Daryush, a ghost from her past, now a decorated Iranian military commander. And today he was leading the missile convoy moving through the mountains east of Tehran. Intel had confirmed it. Riley's mind flashed back 3 years. Their time at West Point's foreign exchange program, when he was a charming, brilliant Iranian cadet. He spoke 4 languages, quoted Hemingway. Danced with her in D.C. under cherry blossoms. They were supposed to get married. She was ready to resign her commission to be with him, until the betrayal. Until her brother Jamal, a decorated CIA agent, went dark on a covert mission. And they found his tortured body weeks later. And the man they believe exposed him? Kian. Back to present, the Situation Room. General Rains looked across the table at her, gray-eyed and unshaken. "Riley, we need 1 F-16 in the air within the hour. We've been ordered to take out that convoy before it crosses the Zagros Pass. 1 jet, stealth approach, limited exposure. The president personally signed off." She looked up from the table. "Why me, sir?" The general paused. Everyone in the room knew the answer. "Because you know him, his patterns, his voice, his tactics. You were trained with him, loved him. You're the best damn pilot we've got, and the only one who might outthink him." She nodded, no hesitation. "Prep Shadowhawk. Load Hellfires and 2 GBU-39s. I want my jet ready in 20, and tell DC," she added, eyes like steel, "if I get shot down, I'm not turning back." The takeoff. Shadowhawk 6, you are go for mission. Riley suited up in silence. She clipped on her father's dog tags. He flew in Desert Storm. Jamal's CIA patch was stitched inside her flight suit. On her wrist, a tiny photo of her and Jamal on a fishing dock in Georgia. Before everything changed. She walked toward her jet under the cold German sky, past armed guards, technicians, and the distant sound of prayers. No music, no good luck chants, just the metallic whisper of vengeance in her ears. Her F-16, call sign Shadowhawk 6, was a lethal beast, painted black, loaded, hungry. She climbed into the cockpit, strapped herself in, and heard the voice of control. "Shadowhawk 6, this is command. You are go for launch. Rules of engagement. Direct hit on moving convoy. Avoid population zones. Engage only if fired upon." She didn't respond with the usual, "Copy that." Instead, she muttered under her breath, "This one's personal." She pulled the canopy down. Engines screamed. The jet launched down the runway like a missile out of hell, and into the dark sky she went. Alone. Meanwhile, in Tehran, Kian Daryush stood inside a mobile command truck, watching the same satellite feeds Riley had seen. He knew the U.S. was watching, but he also knew something else. A specific American pilot was likely coming. Her. He smirked. You always said you'd chase me to the end of the world, Riley. Then he turned to his lieutenant. Activate the jammer drones. If it's her in the sky, I want to say hello myself. Riley, flying at 40,000 feet above Iraqi airspace, suddenly hears static in her comms. Then, a voice. Her cockpit radio crackles to life. Hello, Shadowhawk. Still chasing ghosts? Her heart stops. It's him. Kian. Somehow, he's speaking directly into her comms. Turn around, Riley. You don't want to see what I've become. She tightens her grip on the controls, eyes locked forward. Too late. I'm already coming for you. 40,000 feet above northern Iraq. Night skies, heavy and cold. Riley flies solo in Shadowhawk 6, cutting through the stratosphere like a silent dagger. Her heart beats like a war drum. Hello, Shadowhawk. Still chasing ghosts? The voice from the radio is calm, sharp, and unmistakable. Kian Daryush, her former fiancé, the man she once loved, and now has orders to kill. How are you speaking to me? She growls. You think your jet is the only one built with American tech? He says. You taught me everything I know, Riley. Too bad you never asked who I really was. She flicks through her radar panels. Nothing. No drones, no missiles. Yet she knows she's being tracked, hunted. Her gloved fingers tighten around the control stick. You got my brother killed, Kian. You left him there. No, he replies after a long pause. I tried to save him, but you wouldn't believe that, would you? His voice is still smooth. Too smooth. Like he's hiding something bigger. Incoming threats. Ambush in the skies. Suddenly, her threat detection screen lights up. Missile lock. 2 incoming. Altitude, 35,000 feet. Distance, 9 miles. Closing fast. Riley throws the throttle. Her jet jerks downward in a violent dive. The sky blurs. Her G-suit strains as gravity tries to tear her apart. She drops 2 flares, swerving like a phantom. Boom! The first missile explodes behind her. A near miss. Boom! The second one goes wide. She's alive, barely. That was a warning, Kian's voice returns. You crossed the border into Iranian airspace. I can't protect you. I don't want protection, she spits. I want the truth. Flashback, the last time she saw Kian 3 years earlier. A rooftop in Washington, D.C. Riley and Kian had just gotten engaged. The stars were out. She remembers the exact words. If our countries ever go to war, she asked him, would you still love me? He kissed her hand and said, I'd never raise a weapon against you, ever. Now he's guiding missiles to her jet. The real mission. Revealed back in her cockpit, Riley opens a classified side file sent directly from the White House, only to be accessed once she was airborne. She blinks at the intel. Objective change. Do not destroy convoy. Capture Kian Daryush alive. Reason. New evidence suggests Kian was double agent working with CIA until compromised. Jamal's death may have been an inside job. Her hands go cold. Her mission isn't revenge, it's rescue. But now she's flying toward a convoy protected by elite Iranian drones and possibly traitors inside her own government. You were trying to help Jamal? She whispers into the comms. Kian's voice cracks. I gave him my safe house. I gave him the codes. But someone in Langley leaked the location. Ask your president. She's stunned. The same man she swore to destroy may have been the only one trying to save her brother. Second ambush, air to air. Combat or moment of hesitation costs her. 2 enemy MiG-29s break out of a mountain pass behind her. Fast, deadly. Control, this is Shadowhawk 6, engaging hostiles. Coordinates 38.1 north, 46.2 east. Requesting backup, but no response. Jammer drones. She's completely cut off, alone. She jerks her jet into an inverted climb, pulling up at a savage angle. The MiGs follow like wolves. She flips, dives, and drops chaff. A brilliant maneuver. Locks on. Boom. 1 MiG down. Boom! Second one hits her right wing. Red lights flash in her cockpit. She's leaking fuel. Engine stalling. She hovers at the edge of death, but she doesn't turn back. End of part 2. Cliffhanger. Target. Locked. Finally, she reaches the convoy. She sees the military trucks on infrared. One of them contains Kian. Another? A small nuclear warhead. Her finger hovers over the trigger, but the voice returns. Riley, if you drop that bomb, thousands will die. There are children in that village next to the ridge. You've been fed half a story. You're lying, she whispers, but her eyes, her gut, her heart is unsure. Sirens are blaring in her cockpit. Fuel is low. She's got 90 seconds to make the call. Her finger shakes over the bomb release. Does she obey orders or trust the man she swore to kill? 10,000 feet, one missile left, one life-altering decision. Captain Riley Monroe hovers in her damaged F16, eyes locked on the convoy crawling through the Zagros Mountains. Her screen blinks. Target locked. Press to launch. But in her ear, the voice of Kian Daryush cuts deeper than any missile. You press that button, Riley, and you kill more than me. You kill the truth. The kids in that village. The evidence in that truck. You end the only chance you've got of clearing Jamal's name. Her finger trembles. Below her, 3 trucks, one carrying weapons, one carrying encrypted CIA drives, one carrying Kian himself, unarmed. She has 30 seconds. Suddenly, her screen glitches. A drone camera hack shows a hidden scene. A U.S. senator in a private meeting with an Iranian black market arms dealer. The voice in the clip, the same man who denied her brother's extraction request. Shut it down. If Jamal leaks that deal, it'll cost us re-election. The truth slams into her. They never wanted to save Jamal. They left him to die. Riley gasps. Her heart breaks anew. They blamed you, Kian, to protect themselves. He sighs. And now I'm the most wanted man alive for trying to help your brother. But if you get me out, we can expose everything. The most dangerous rescue ever attempted. She doesn't press the button. Instead, she flips on her emergency distress beacon, then dives. Below radar, below safety, below orders. She lands the F-16 in a rocky plateau outside the convoy's path. An impossible feat with one engine flaming and half her landing gear gone. The impact slams her chest into the controls. Alarms blare. She unstraps, grabs her sidearm and limps toward the convoy, face to face with her past. 2 guards see her, raise rifles. But Kian steps out of the lead truck, hands up. Stop! That's her! Let her through! She's breathing hard. Cut above her eyebrow. They stare at each other, weapons lowered, pain obvious. You broke my heart, she says. You saved mine, he answers. Boom! Suddenly a rogue CIA drone fires a warning shot overhead. A warning that the U.S. wants no witnesses left alive. They have 5 minutes before the next drone strike. Riley doesn't hesitate. She grabs the encrypted CIA drive from the truck. She and Kian sprint across rocky terrain toward a smuggled Israeli recon helicopter stashed behind the ridge. Bullets spray. Drones close in. She shoves Kian into the cockpit and returns fire with her sidearm. You better not be lying to me again. If I was lying, you'd already be dead. They lift off as the F-16 behind them explodes in a direct drone strike. Riley watches her jet, her identity, go up in flames. 1 week later, Washington, D.C. A news bombshell hits every network. Leaked CIA drive reveals internal sabotage behind 2022 Israeli missile strike. Senator Craig removed from office. Pilot Riley Monroe credited with whistleblower extraction mission. Court-martial charges dropped by presidential pardon. The emotional ending. Riley stands on a quiet Georgia dock, the same one from her childhood with Jamal. She places his picture on the railing, beside her medals. Kian stands beside her, not as a fugitive, not as a hero, but as a broken man trying to atone. I'm not asking for your forgiveness, he says. And I'm not offering it, she replies. But I'll never forget what you risked for the truth. As the sun sets, she walks away. Behind her, a single dog tag flutters in the wind. Jamal Monroe. Honor lives on. Sometimes the real enemy isn't in another country, it's the silence inside your own.